Welcome back to OPTCG Central, your hub for all things One Piece card game related. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It really helps us bring you more One Piece TCG matches and more.
In Sabo, because you could find that with Garp. But you also get access to the great event, Diablo Jambe. So cool, you build that Fortress of Blockers Ace. I'm going to eventually punch through on that unblockable attack with
Exactly.
this. So
Yeah, and that Sabo does require you to have an 8-cost character, and well, this gives plus 1,000 to every single character, regardless of their cost, and you don't need to have big bodies on your board with high costs. This allows all those small little characters, as we were talking about. Animal package has been prevalent recently in the Zoro builds. We'll see how this one plays out and what it's built on, but generally speaking, you are going to have a lot of Straw Hat characters. You are going to have that Nami coming out searching, as we've just seen, doing a search here, trying to find the pieces. And yeah, it looks like it is going to be an animal build here, as we see a very drunk doctor coming down on the board.
very nice all arts here. That original manga panel Zoro leader looking very lovely. You know, it's a leader that has never gone away. I've seen many Zoro players stick through Fin or Fin. Fin time, well, bad times, Fickle Fin times
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, Zoro seems to be that leader that you do see sort of most sets, people trying to still make it work. And, you know, you do find there are some red cards which do come into play and sort of make it a bit, you know, a bit different from what it was last set. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. So we now have our ace player doing a bit of search of their own, just deciding to take a card, and it looks like it's going to be their thinking about taking the Jozu or taking the Marco. Decides to go with the Marco in the end.
There we see in that promo lore again.
Yep.
You know, I won't lie. I'll be very happy and excited if that gets played out, Taj. Be interesting to see at what moment it would get used if it did.
Yeah, absolutely. So life's taken as far as Elias is concerned. So down to 4 life now, our Zoro player. And sticks a Don underneath the leader to activate that leader ability, but also get that 6k swing in. Using leader ability there to use a Edward Newgate as a pretty much a 2k counter by using the pitch to give minus 2,000 to that leader swing. And now we're seeing a couple of Tony Choppers drop down as we pass the turnover. So going a bit wide now. Rested Choppers being dealt with a swing from leader. And then just plays the Marco. Yeah, plays the Marco, passes turn. So 6k blocker on board now. Making it a little bit more difficult.
I feel like Ace has to, when you play into Zoro, it's always one of those weird games where you need to balance starving the Zoro player while dealing with their board. You know,
Yep.
But then if you starve them too much, you end up with a similar situation we saw earlier when the Ace player was playing into Emu, and it's like you've dealt with boards so much that they've just still got lots of life that they're fine.
Yep.
Obviously, this chopper here puts in so much work when on play and when attacking, being able to look top 5 and play out an animal card. Very strong. Helps with the starving in a way of just ensuring I'm constantly going to get something out if you let me stay on board.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The super spot build duck troops coming out thanks to that chopper ability. When attacking, you can give one active leader one of your active leaders minus 5,000 power, and then return this character to the owner's hand at the end of this turn. So again, it's a 2k counter that you can put back in your hand.
And then out comes the Rush Luffy, which is when attacking, assign one of your rested Don. So he's assigned it to Luffy to swing 7. I think it's a very good play here, Taj, because now Nikolay has to decide, do I get rid of the chopper or do I get rid of this Luffy that's probably going to give the Zoro leader Don efficiency now, because he can then use the Don to get bodies out, refill board, and then still get arrested Don to attach to the leader. So
yeah, absolutely.
it's always a smart play when you have like a couple of key cards on board and you know your opponent doesn't have many swings. This is one of the things with Ace. You only know they're only going to play out normally one body a turn that's a real threat. If you can get wide, which we are seeing, it can be very deadly.
Yeah. And that chopper being protected now with a couple of counters. So he's like, well, I'm not going to let your leader swing into that chopper. If you want to commit some Dawn to your characters or you want to use your Marco blocker to swing into it, feel free to. But I'm going to make you work for this one.
Are we going to see a Jozu here?
Yeah.
That's the question. And are we going to see a swing with Marco? That's the other question. Because now Ace being in such a tough space, if they do swing with the Marco, you could just let the Zoro player go to town with lots of swings. But if you don't, you're not going to be giving the pressure you need to. There are so many characters on board right now. You need to get rid of at least one, if not two, right now.
Absolutely. So what's the play going to be? Jozu it is. Picking up the Garp and sending the Luffy back into hand. And then passing the turn back over. So still in a good position. 4 characters on board here. And again, he can play that Luffy out again. Obviously, it's not going to be as efficient because you've now lost the character, brought it back in. But that is the option. There is an option. And Nikolay's in a position where he's still got the Marco blocker available as well to at least negate one of these attacks coming in. And remember, the ace leader is 6k, so it does make it a lot more difficult for a Zoro player to get those characters up to enough power to be able to push through. It's all right when your opponent's leader's 5k, very easily you're punching 5k swings, but getting those 6k swings just makes it a little bit more awkward.
Very much so. And especially once, Nikolay gets to that 8 Don threshold, which should be next turn, whether he'll be at 9, and it's like, I can now play I am Whitebeard and get a 9-cost beard, 9 beard out, and suddenly he's an 8k leader. That's basically protecting him for a turn.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to see that Luffy come back out again. Swinging, using the ability to give Zoro Arrested Dawn, giving the Luffy a plus 1000. So it's 7k swing coming in.
What will Nikolay do here? Weighing out his options. Trying to look through his hand to see counters out with an Atama.
2k counter. We're just seeing the Luffy, the chopper attacking just for the sake of attacking, just so then he can get another character on board. Another chopper hits the table.
Very good chopper as well. Blocker, and then Don times 2 when attacking. Give up to one of your opponent's characters, minus 2k?
It's minus 3k.
3k, yes, that's it. Yeah, it's been a while.
So, yeah, it has been. It's a very versatile character, but yeah, again, if you've got a rested character or even just a blocker Marco, you can reduce its power down, make it easier to be able to be removed from the board. So definitely a very good character to get on board.
Helps target the Jozus and the Yamatos as well, if you want to try and get rid of them.
Definitely does. If they've swung, definitely brings them within closer range for all of your little characters to be able to swing into. So Zoro player still very comfortable on 4 life. And a wide board here.
What are the options? What are we going to do? Lots of thoughts on this swing. I say this sometimes in games. I think just slow it down for a second. Decide your decision. You rush into it, you make the wrong one. So giving up the Marco here, allowing him to draw 2 off the Marco and then 1 from leader ability. So drawing 3. Very solid option. Just filling that hand up, which an ace player loves to do.
Yep. So Nami then sacrificed and a Zoro played. Had to be obviously removed off board because you're only allowed 5 characters on your board. So Zoro played out. And obviously because there was a 1 Don underneath the leader, that's a 6k rush swing, which was countered with the leader ability, giving it minus 2000 by discarding. That's Edward Newgate.
It's the second one he has done this turn, but I can understand why. Blocker beard in this game is going to be very tough. Yes, you play down a big body, but when you are staring down at such a wide board, it's not what you need.
No, exactly. Those, as you were saying earlier on, those Josus and Atmoses are probably more important in this game than those Edward Newgates.
For
So
sure.
now Nikolay is just deciding what to do here. It's obviously got a good, strong hand size after that Marco left the board, giving extra 3 cards in hand. Just deciding what to play or how to attack this board.
Realistically, a 9 beard would be great here, just to make the Zoro player have to invest a lot of Don to make swings. We see an Iron White beard, and we see a blocker beard. Okay, so he had 3 in hand, which is why he was trashing 2.
Yep.
And he takes the life to make himself an 8k. That's the other option with the Iron White beard. Very strong play.
Yep.
And now we see him do the draw to trash 1 and then assign the 2 Don. Pretty much
Yep.
guaranteeing if he swings at board, probably removing 2 things at this point.
Yeah, quite comfortably here, going to be able to remove a couple of characters. Starts off with a Luffy, and now which chopper is he going to aim for? Because I'm assuming it's going to be one of the choppers rather than the Zoro.
I would agree.
You want to get rid of the chopper that's going to reduce your power, or do you want to get rid of the chopper that's going to play something out?
I think in this situation, you get rid of the blocker chopper because it means if Elijah wanted to get rid of Jozu next turn, it would be a lot tougher. But he's gone for life. Interesting.
Okay. He's trying to put a little bit of pressure on there on the life as well. Just
You do need to, otherwise Zoro will just catch you out.
Yeah, you said it earlier on. We saw that situation with the Emu, the play against Emu, and it was important to make sure that you did try and pressure the life as well, where we saw Ben winning thanks to having so much life going so late on into the game. But we pass back over now. 4 characters on board here for Elias.
We will see what they do. This upside is with the 2 Ezos on board, if he needs to cycle out 2 bricks and hopefully draw into some counter, very possible. We will lots of options. Could be a very good turn of just applying a lot of pressure here to Nikolay and Ace.
Yep. So starts off with a 1 Don underneath leader. 9 Don available to play characters or spread out amongst these characters on board.
I like the fact that that duckbill troop has just sat there the entirety of the game.
Yeah.
But if in a pinch he needs it, it's a 2k counter he can bounce back to his hand at the end of the turn.
Absolutely.
But yeah, here we go.
Okay, attack it into life, giving Jozu minus 3,000 power. Newgate blocks that attack. And now we do see those duckbill platypus.
Very strong.
Sorry, the spot build duck troops, should I say?
I love the art on that card. Like they were the best characters in the Alabasta arc.
They were really cool, weren't they?
So we see Chopper swinging here and looking. See another blocker Chopper coming out on board. That's a very dangerous time now. Minus 6k. Imagine those 2 swinging and reducing a Roger down to 6k. Dangerous times.
Yep. So yeah, he picks that up. and passes the turn. So we've got 3 choppers on board, got that Zoro that didn't swing. And as you say, if those 2 choppers are left unchecked, the blocker ones, they can bring that Newgate down to 6,000 power within range to be removed. And he did trash 2 of them earlier on in this game as well, didn't he?
Very much so. But this is a very smart play from Elias. In case people wonder why he didn't swing with a Zoro or why he didn't swing with the leader before, obviously, you don't want to put Ace into a place where on 0 life. I know at this point, Elias has no need to worry about the Roger, but
Yep.
you never want to just freely give that opportunity. You only want to force Ace down to 0 life when you know it's the turn you're going for game.
Exactly. So 12k swing into life, decides to take that one.
We saw the 9-beard Whitebeard make an appearance as well, so he's pumped up Ace to 8k again.
Yep.
Suddenly making this next turn a lot harder.
Yeah.
Do we see the double chopper swing to try and remove Whitebeard? Is the question.
I think we probably will at this stage. It seems to be the sensible option here. Because if either player is down to 0 life, then we are, as you say, in a very difficult position with those 2 Edward Newgates on board, plus a potential of a rush Roger. That means you can't activate blocker. Make it very difficult indeed. So, do you target this Edward Newgate now? That's the question.
I think you do for the fact that your leader's, the fact that Ace is 8k right now. Just nullifies a threat.
Yep. Okay.
So he is swinging for life, I
Life,
believe.
yep.
While minusing down the Newgate. So do we now see the second chopper swing into Newgate and minus him down at the same time?
I think that would be the smart play here.
Because it would still allow the 2 Zoros to follow up with 6s if NIkolay counters out.
Yep.
And then you're just burning resources from NIkolay's hand, which is a very good play against Ace.
Exactly. You want to restrict his resources in hand as much as you can.
Lots of deliberating right now for Elias.
It's just the numbers as to how much Don do you want to commit.
Of course, he still has the chopper that searches and plays out to swing with.
Yep.
So lots of options. Lots of options.
But we are seeing another swing now. And he's going to commit a bit more.
That'll be an 8k swing.
8k into 6.
If what we presume is the plan.
Yeah.
Does look like it. What will NIkolay do now?
Yep. Is he going to get more cards or is he going to let it go? He's thinking about it.
Lots of deliberating. But when you're this close, you're both like at that 6-1 stage, as you said earlier, Taj. You know, going 7-1 and going 6-2 suddenly is a big difference at this point in the tournament. So I can understand why they're thinking it through on every decision.
So we've got 11 minutes on the clock, so pretty confident we'll have this game wrapped up within time. It's about NIkolay now deciding, do you take that 8k swing into the Newgate or do you counter out having to lose 2 cards from hand?
It's a very tough choice. Because like I said already, if he counters out now, in theory, Elias still has 3 6K swings ready to go.
So that was that enough of a counter there, or was that into life? I was wondering whether that
He must
affected
have
him
swung
swinging
for
into life.
life.
Yeah, but looks of it.
Very interesting.
Okay, so we do see the Newgate go now. Now, potentially 2 6K swings into life. Well, we're starting.
Still leaving that Zoro up for extra insurance.
Yep.
It's a very good play. Sometimes, you know, it's very important. Like I said earlier with the blockers, you can swing with them aggressively. Sometimes your offensive pieces you need to leave standing to ensure you have offensive pieces going forwards. You know,
Absolutely.
he's pumped out 4 swings, 4 swings this turn already. No need to waste the 5th. But we see another 9 bid coming down here and giving another 2k power to Ace, back up to 8k. Very, very good. You know, making it harder for the Don. But
Yep.
this is where now it can be tough because he's got a full board. You stick 1 Don on the leader. A bunch of them are already hitting 6k threshold. You just have to divvy out the rest of the Don at that point to start working up to the 8k mark.
Absolutely. So, gonna stick a Don underneath the leader. You've now got the Zoro up to 6. You've got the choppers up to 5k. Our troop of ducks is up to 4k. 2 Don underneath chopper to go searching.
So that would be an
Another
8k swing.
Yep.
And that is 4 cards in NIkolay's hand. So you're suddenly thinking that's a 1k counter because obviously he's at the base of an 8k power. So we have to just be giving 1ks at this point. Very good decisions. Are we going to see the same play with the 2 choppers now on the 9 bid and whittle him down, as he's only a 10k power, so dropping him to 4k? Very nasty.
Potentially. So we are seeing 8k swing with Zoro now. Decides to take that one. It's got a healthy hand size of 5 cards.
Keep trying to get quick glimpses of what he's got in his hand. I think I saw a Jozu, so that's 1k. I think I may have seen a Yamato, but you think no matter what, he's got a guaranteed 2k somewhere with the leader ability. So now it's tough. Now it's very tough. Both at 0 life.
Good.
Blockers are now redundant. What do you do? Do you put them all on your Zoro and swing? That is the
Definitely
question.
thinking about going pen with leader by the looks of it, leaving a Don up. Maybe not.
The deep thinking, the hard choices. These are the tough moments in games, and I say this all the time when talking to people. Like, at this point where you've took life, you have to go for game both being a 0 because those blockers are redundant.
Exactly. Right, we start off with Ezo being fired off. Popping a card to the bottom after drawing one. Now, does he have enough? So it's an 11k swing. into 8.
Does he
Was
have
enough.
the Goldie Roger?
That's the question here. There's 2 blockers on board. Is there Roger? No, there isn't.
Is he going to go interesting? I am.
Played the Thatch there. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. Then add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. He obviously doesn't have any cards.
And there was it. The Whitebeard followed up with a quick attack. I think the 2 players knew that the outcome was the outcome and called it on that moment.
Yeah, so a win for Ace. Our Zoro player did their absolute best to try and push this one, but just so difficult when that Ace goes up to 8k as a leader. It's bad enough as a
Yes.
6k leader, but when you've got an 8k for so many turns, just being able to push